All right. So welcome to the Richards Team Huddle. Again, I apologize for my tardiness. I had a lesson in that this evening, and it won't happen again. I will not be going to spin classes in the afternoon. So let's start talking about Keep Your Love On. We are reading this book that has been so wonderful on relationships, healthy relationships. And really having, I love the title, right? Just connection, having connection versus disconnection, having communication versus miscommunication, having boundaries versus, not really having any. And all of those things can cause us to have relationship problems. And I would imagine that at the end of our lives, we will have hoped to have been good in our most important relationships. I think most of us would value that and to be remembered that way. So let's put some energy behind it tonight. We're in chapter 4, which was building healthy relationships. And I would just like to open it up and see who has some takeaways. And then I have some key points that I'll share if nobody else has any. Anybody like to share from chapter 4? And I'm not sure, Yolanda, are you aware of this book? Okay, so just enjoy our lessons. We're going to do it for a few minutes, and then we're going to do our regular call. Beautiful book, though. Anyone have anything from chapter 4 that stood out to you that helps you to connect with people?
I have not read chapter 4 yet, so I look forward to your comments.
Okay.
That will be a preview to when I read this chapter.
Man, this chapter, it was a privilege to read it again today. This is the third time that I'm reading this book. And it was so fresh to me today. So that was cool. But no, I'm happy to share what I think is something to point out in this chapter is this. Sometimes you have to be willing to agree or disagree over something in order to maintain your connection. So this is where that hits me like a ton of bricks, because I have admitted this to you before and I'll admit it again. I have a need to be right. I have a need to be heard. I have a need to be understood. I need you to see it my way. You've got to see it my way. And I am telling you, that does not serve me. It's never served me. It will never serve me. I am aware of it now, so yay for that. And it has roots, like we all have roots in why we do or do not do certain things. So I don't believe that I'm that way because I'm a mean person or anything like that. I think it's because I'm afraid of what it means to be wrong or not accepted. And really what I'm saying is I want you to connect to me. I want you to understand me. I don't want to be standing here alone, not understood or seen. I'm not trying to win the argument. I think I'm trying to win connection, and that's not effective. So this is hitting hard for me, that I have to have a higher priority of connection than I do to be right or to be validated. Or so I have to ask myself, do you want connection, or are you going to foster disconnection by trying to make this person see it your way? And you're going to put more energy into your argument or your stance instead of the connection that you value over everything. Does anybody else have that problem, or is it just me? It's a pretty common one, right? I would say. So that's a good one. When you find yourself, maybe this week, you'll get practice. Someone will do something and you'll want them to see it your way. And maybe you could just say, I value connection. Not that, and you could take that to a point, right? Where it's like, we do need people to understand where we're coming from, right? We can't just be a doormat. I don't think the author is suggesting that at all. but they are saying like be careful, right? So it's this unconditional acceptance. This is really cool. You are not me and I am not you. You get to be you and I get to be me. This does not have to mean that you unconditionally accept behaviors, right, that are hurtful, but it does mean that you're not going to try and control other people. I get to be me and you get to be you. And you know what? We're not supposed to have a bunch of little us's running around. Like, I think in our minds, we're like, if everybody would just do what I'm doing, right? Life would be easier. So, what does that make you guys think about? I'll shut up and I want to kind of hear that. And then there's one other thing for discussion that I wanted to ask you guys. Hi, Miss Julie.
I would say that reading this book has really just gotten me to pause and be like, even when I'm helping like family members discuss something, um, and just be like, this is like, this conversation is so unconsequential. Like, why? Why is it so important to you that you have your voice heard and that everybody agrees with you? Because it's such a like a dumb thing, right? Like, I don't know. We can all get into discussions with each other about different cultural things and politics and, even the Bible sometimes when we don't see eye to eye on that. And like, this has really made me pause and think, like, is this conversation actually gonna be fruitful, or is it just going to put a bigger rift and does it matter? And I think that with our family, like our core family, the family that lives under our roof, we're way more apt to have conversations which are meaningless but hurt each other's feelings and trust than we would say with you.
Yeah.
Like my girlfriend Karen, like we had a discussion one time. It was years ago, and I had to really weigh out, if I bring this up to her, will our friendship survive? And when because it was a hurt that just kept being hurt, and I was like, I need you to hear me on this because it's really frustrating me. And I decided, yeah, our friendship can survive this and it's worth taking a piece of this and dealing with it, or else I'm just going to remain like really frustrated with this piece of our relationship. And we actually grew through that, and it was really, really good, but it was scary because she's not my family. And she could have chosen to be like, nope, I'm not going to change that. I don't care that it bothers you, and you just got to deal with it. And that could have ruined our friendship. And I think when it comes to family, we know most of our family that lives under our roof or has lived under our roof, they're not going to do that. They're not going to walk away from a relationship because of a heated conversation. And so we just have these heated conversations and they're not fruitful. And why? What good is it? You know? And so I think that that's really, it's like, no, I need to treat my family like they're a close friend too, and not offend them in such a way that hurts them and like disables trust. Like, I never want my family to think, can I trust Julie? Like, with my feelings, with my thoughts, with my opinion, you know? Um, I mean, and on my side, it just really doesn't matter that much. Like, there's only a couple things that really matter.
Yeah.
Where I'm going when I die, and if I still have love in my life because of the relationships I've kept, when that day comes.
Yeah. And
Because
that's what
nothing
it
else really
really,
matters.
page 65, they talk about the pillars of a healthy relationship. So it looks like a structured tension chart, which is really funny because, it's structured that way. So it's like unconditional acceptance. That's in the context of what he's teaching us, it's not necessarily that we don't have any requirements for people that we're in relationship with, but it means that I get to be me and you get to be you. and that I'm not going to sit here and try to make you me over the course of this next 20 years. Like I'm going to make you love you for you, right? And then at the top, it's peace, hope, and joy. And then there's pillars like love, honor, self-control, radical responsibility. We've heard these things before as Optimians. Truth, to your point, Julie, like I have to be able to be truthful about how I'm feeling, right? Faith, and then the last one, here's where I feel like I fail to recognize this, and I wanted to challenge all of us this week with vision. Sometimes it's people have a different vision. And you're like, what do you mean that's your vision? I thought we were out doing this and then we were going to do that. And then now you're doing this. Like, so it's visions that are different. And so what if we did this in closing for this chapter? Because we can go through chapter 4 again next week or next month. Because this one, to me, because then after this, it's like, how do you have difficult conversations? You know, all of that. But here's what I was going to challenge myself with and you guys this week as an exercise of relational health is that the pillar of love is comprised of a commitment, an action, and a result. So this is something I want you to think about saying to someone that you love. And maybe it's several people that you do this with between now and next month. But to say, I care about you and I value you and all of you. I care about all of you. I care about your soul, your spirit, your body, your relationships, your dreams, and your destiny, the calling on your life. I care, right? That's pretty big. The action part is demonstrating care and value in many ways and many situations as you get to know people over time. And the result of these actions is that the person is going to feel loved and love above all else. Like you can come from many walks of faith, but really it says the greatest of all the commands is love. So this is a very loving thing to say to someone is, I care about the calling on your life. I care about your soul. I care about your dreams. I mean, I care about your dreams. That makes me want to cry if someone says that to me because I want to know that my dreams are safe and that I can share them, right? So try that on this week to make someone feel safe, to make someone feel valued, connected to, nourished, protected, and understood. So maybe take one of your challenging relationships this week and try this language on and just take a moment of generosity and just say, I need to tell you something that I haven't been clear about. I value all of you, every bit of you, your dreams, the calling, whether I agree, disagree. Like, this is the connection that I want. And this is healing, you guys. I've been doing some of this book, and it is like honey on a dry bone. Like, it's working and it's good stuff no matter what, you know, where we come from in our faith and different things. I feel like this is so practical and it makes people feel seen, you know, and really heard. So anyway, chapter 4 is beautiful. Take some time with it if you've gotten behind. It's really a gift to you and everyone you love. And then I'd like to just move into a little bit of time around, you know, growing our businesses and being able to help more people. I would love to know what you guys are doing. If everybody wants to share like one little thing that you're doing. This is really turning into like a work group of people that are in different seasons of their business, but we definitely want to grow in our health and we want to help more people. I had a beautiful talk with Yolanda Davis today. We had some mentor time and it was so fun to connect around her goals and her structured tension chart. And it's just been a lot of fun. So I wanted to give you guys some time to talk about that. And then I wanted to share an idea that I have while the promotion's going on. I wanted to share something with you that is working for me. And I'll share that at the end. But I wanted to give you some time to talk about what are you guys up to? How are you growing your business? What's working? And share with the group. Maybe 2 minutes or so. Michelle?
Yeah, so I was very intentional with my calendar this weekend for this week. And so I attended my second empowerment or empower hour. I love the way they have it set up. It really gave me that hour of working on my business. So yesterday when I did it, I took notes like what they're going to do, and they did the same thing. It was a different woman or different Zoom, different people, a lot more people this morning than there was the one I did yesterday. And it gave me that opportunity to really dig into these things I've had here. Like, I need to do this, I need to do this. I was actually able to do that. So I did reach out to, I'm seeing fruit from reaching out to past clients. First just saying, how are you doing? Going to their page, seeing what's going on, asking some questions, and then digging into, it's been a while. I know when you worked with, I use the verbiage that they had, like when you worked with me before, you were wanting to work on A, B, C, D. How are those goals coming along? Haven't heard back. I've heard back from two. I haven't looked, because what I end up doing is I start getting back into the messages, and next thing you know, I'm in here for a really long time. And I'm trying to be really also cautious of my time that I'm spending on my business. And so I'm excited about getting back into that again and really having some structure time and doing some of the things the activities that they have. And that, like today, the lady had a timer, so you could see it, on there, and like, oh, in 10 minutes, we're going to change. They were like changing. It was totally different than Power Hour. Like they were changing every 10 minutes, every 15, and doing different things. So, it's a start for me, and
I
I
love
needed that
that.
today.
Yeah, that's an actionable. So there's trainings, right, where we come together and we sharpen our pencil around interpersonal health or whatever it is, right? And that's fine. Trainings are good. This team is pretty trained up though, overall. Like you guys are studs. You're not new. You know more than you give yourself credit for. So if you never got trained on anything else, you'd be an amazing health coach for anybody that asked you to be. So we got to balance the actions with the training, right? I put Empower Hour schedule in Contenders. I did look at that today, and I've already made a schedule of when I'll be able to attend it too. And I love that. I was thinking, I'm like, I don't need to do this. There's already some right here. We could just jump on together, right? So because I've had this feeling of like, we just need to get into action. We just need to have actions and things that we do. And you guys have all agreed, like, hey, yeah, I'm getting out of my house. So it's there. Take a look at that. Um, Anybody else doing something that would result in you helping more people that you'd like to share with the group? Hmm.
So, so I can't remember if I mentioned this before or not, but talking about getting out of the house. So I am helping admin a local Facebook group, a community Facebook group, but this Facebook group is specifically designed to create in-person meetups. So to do things together as a community. And so very specifically to that, because I need this accountability for myself, I have become the person who is organizing all of the hikes and walks and things like that for this in-person meetup. And so we have our first one. I've organized our first one now that the weather is starting to move into the direction that people will get out of their houses to walk um, for March 15th. So it's health related, and I'm not going to just stick to walking and hiking and that sort of thing. I am going to be the event coordinator, if you will, of things related to health.
Oh, I love that. That is so cool. Very cool. And I would imagine that's one of those, not overnight, but over time, it has a massive ripple and lots of connections and lots of new friends and
Yeah,
lots of friends of friends. Yeah.
so tonight, for example, I went to our local rec center slash it's a combination of the rec center and the oh my gosh, senior center are together. And so tonight I went to this thing about downsizing because dual my mother-in-law is at that point where we're going to need to be helping her in that regard. But we also are going to be making a move to Florida in probably within the next 5 years or so. So we need to get rid of some crap here too. So anyway, I went to this, but the rec center used to have a group that was a walking group. And so I was talking to some of the ladies and they're like, oh, we're not doing that anymore. I'm like, guess what? So yes, so those, just an opportunity, like you said, to make more connections, more friendships, more, and build that organically.
That's awesome. I love that. And I'll share with you guys some things that I'm doing in our community that I think are going to have a big ripple over time. But you're on the right track. It's just getting out, meeting people, making sure that they know that you can help. Like just as simple as, hey, you know, one of the things real quick, hi, my name's Julie. Oh yeah, great. Real quick, I just want to let you know, one of the things I do is I connect people to health. I'm a health connector. I have helped to build healthy communities. I have built a very healthy community in Titusville, Florida, over here. And I'm new to this area. I'm new to this gym. I'm new to this, whatever. And I would love to start connecting people to health, you know, and maybe just consider what that might look like, and getting that word out so that people recognize you as that, you know? Callie, what about you, my friend? I saw your post today. Tell us what you're celebrating.
Hey. Yeah, so I was gonna say, yeah, starting my journey over. I just posted today, first week. I'm down 7 pounds. So I want to get back to celebrating and living my own health journey out loud. So doing weekly health updates there. And then you said about reaching more people. Before I had Kaylin. Sorry, crazy over here. I got the baby and the dog.
You're safe.
Before I had Kaylin, I was doing the healthy happy hours at a coffee shop on Saturdays, the third Saturday of every month. So I do want to pick that back up and start again this month. So I haven't done them since I've had Kaylin. So I'm excited to start those again.
I love that. That is so great, Kelly. Keep us posted. We're here for you, and we'll be that loving, supportive community and accountability and all the things that we all need. You know, it's like I put a post up this like last week that said, getting healthy. I forgot what it was actually, but the spirit of it was, don't tell me people can't change, right? Because they can, they just can't do it alone. Like that's what I believe now. Is like, no. I've seen people change radically, but I haven't seen too many people change radically by themselves. And if they do, it doesn't usually stick. So that's what I think a lot of us are realizing is like, even just coming together once a week like this, there's some connection to togetherness, to like, yep, this is what we're doing, and it refreshes us. So just remember your clients are the same. They're going to struggle if they're doing it alone. And you might be able to even say that to people on a health assessment is like, you know, I've heard for years people don't change. They really don't change. And I'm here to tell you as a transformation coach, they do. But can I tell you that they rarely do it alone? So this is why I'm going to encourage you right out of the gate. Before your kid arrives, we're going to get in community, because I don't want you to experience the statistics that happen when you do it alone. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys a couple things, unless anybody else has like a zinger around things that they're doing to just climb that progressive growth, right? You know, I'm not suggesting that your business is like triple overnight, or, you know, but what I will say that's working for me is I just went back to basics. I'm just trying to 5-in-1 my business, you know, put my business in fat burn, have my business hours that are a lot less than they used to be, and that's fine. I'm doing great with the hours that I'm providing Optavia. Could it be more? Sure, but that's what I have to give with my whole heart. I have business hours. I have things I do during that time. My health is in front of all of that. And I am willing to be used by God in my communities in any capacity that helps anybody get healthy in any way. I feel like God's put that calling on my life and I accept the call. And so he's also told me, like, get out there and help because people need you and your knowledge wasn't just for you. I gave it to you because I need you to share it. There's a lot of people suffering, and if they knew better, they would do better. And so that's where my media comes from. That's where my posts come from. It's like a thing that I feel that is I have to be responsible for. So with that, I want to share just my screen for 1 second. I had some ideas. I know a lot of us just feel we had to like fix this Zoom thing for the 4th time. So pardon all that mess. But I wanted to share with you why does this want to do that right now? Okay, hang tight. Give me a second. We were in like all these different screens trying to, it shouldn't do that. I just want to go to my messenger real quick, but it's going to make me do the crazy passcode thing probably, which I don't want to do. All right, let's try something else. Let's try this. Oh, that's why. Ugh, what's happening? What's happening? Too many things. There we go. I know how to get in. It's just keep clicking. Just keep clicking. You'll find your way. Okay. This is something that I saw. So there's the Empower Hour schedule. I'm in my messenger. Ignore all this other noise. But I want to share with you themes, value, driven, content, be there for people, right? We're not selling anything, but we want to be there and we want to help people. So this is something that I saw. I buy my vitamins from this place called VitaCost. Great resource, guys, if you're looking for vitamins. I have a 20% coupon if you need it, but like probiotics, all that stuff. But they had this, this was so good. This is GLP-1 information. And literally when you read this, it's like how to eat. It's like 5-in-1 active. It's 100%, maybe a little bit more grain. So maybe there's like a grain option here, right? But when you go through this, it's talking about, the basics of GLP-1s. What kind of healthy fat should I eat? How am I supposed to be protein forward? Should I be taking a probiotic? Because I heard that GLP-1s can hurt your tummy. Yes, right? So have one ready for them, or say, hey, our fuelings have probiotics in it. That's part of the reason they should be eating fuelings, is because they have probiotics in it. Not the Ascend, right? The regular. So there's so much information here that, if you were to do the same thing and either do a go live and just say, hey, what's going on with GLP-1s? And those of you that are on it, do you know how you should be eating? Do you know how to be protein forward? What does protein forward even mean? It means that when you turn over a label, the macronutrient that should be the highest should be the protein. It should be a protein forward snack. So a fueling, is it protein forward? Yep. Because out of all the macronutrients, protein is highest. The lean and green, is it protein forward? Yes. Ascend, is it? Yes. Our whey protein? Yes. So you could say, I am an advocate for those of you that have chosen GLP-1. I can help you structure a protein forward day so that you do not have the statistics of losing 2/3 of the weight and having it be your lean mass. Now you just said lean mass. So next day you might want to tell people what lean mass is. So what if you went down a rabbit hole of education, right? And said probiotics, yeah, that's why the meal replacements that I recommend have fiber, good for GLP-1, protein, and a probiotic. So could you take this article and steal it and recirculate this information with your experience and let people know that you're here for them. I will tell you guys that I am talking to so many people that are using, people that are fit, that are using GLP-1s now, like GLP-2s or the agonists, the compounds and the micro doses. So now you've got people on like super tiny micro doses of it that are getting ready for fitness shows, and like, it's here to stay. Everybody's using it, and we have something that no one else has. Like the behavior, and it's not just people that need to lose a lot of weight. There's people that are going on them to lose 15 pounds. Like there's perimenopause, there's PCOS, ovarian, right? All the people that have PCOS, they're going on them. So could you imagine if you stepped into this and really stepped into it and was like, I got you. I'm going to go talk to PCOS doctors, OBGYNs. Like, I know you're giving the shot, but do you have any health coaches here for them? Getting out of your house, having GLP-1 healthy happy hours. You've chosen a GLP-1. Come to my house. I'll show you how to protein forward. So to me, if these little companies that sell vitamins are providing this much information, like what about food noise? Well, that's why you need behavioral, and you've got about a year to deal with the food noise, right? So high fiber foods, what does that look like? How do you track your fiber? What's a tracker? Well, chronometer. Is it free? Can I scan things? You can go down a rabbit hole for 3 weeks with this article, okay? So I don't think that you guys are at a loss for what to say, and don't worry about it being perfect, but put your neck out there right now, because there is so much in this article that you could repost, redeliver, and educate and provide that Bob Heilig value, where it's like, no, I'm providing value. I'm not trying to get anybody. I'm just trying to give away all this knowledge and tools that I've been given, okay? So that stood out to me. The other thing that I wanted to share is, I think I told you about this meetup that I'm having. This sweet girl, Danielle Gaspard, she invited me to her CrossFit gym, and I'm going to be helping to do in-house nutrition for her CrossFit gym. She doesn't want to mess with nutrition. She just wants to be a CrossFit instructor with her husband. We're going to do some challenges. She's outsourcing this to me, and then she has another friend that owns another gym that wants to talk to me. So I'm just wondering, how many of you can be that for gyms, where you're like, outsource it to me. I can put them in a diet bet challenge. That takes no time. That gym can have a diet bet challenge that focuses just on body fat loss over a period of time. It's fair for everybody. There's a little bit of money, a little bit of prizes. You can put them on a 4, 2, and 1 active and call it a day and have a lot of new clients. Or if they want to use their own food, they can do that. You can pull some stuff from the fat burn challenges that we have. But to me, I can only imagine. I have a meeting with the YMCA week after next, same type of conversation, where I'm like, I can take this for your members and I can be a resource for them. I may not be everybody's cup of tea. That's fine. I'm not going to come off salesy, that's for sure. And I'll give away a ton of stuff for free for your members that they'll just walk away going, wow, that was great. Prizes, goodies. But I want to be that advocate. Okay, so I know you all have connections with gym owners. I would make a suggestion that you would run their next challenge for them, and that you would love to give back and maybe do some of that. So that's another thing I'm doing to grow my business. It is resulting in new clients. I'm trying to add 5 new clients a month. And the other thing I'll say is a lot of coaches are coming back. So make room for coaches that are coming back. Saying, hey, I want to grow my business. It seems like a lot of people want that. So, make space for that. The last thing that I want to show before we end our call is the 205 off. So, no, that's not what I wanted to show you. I wanted to show you this. Hold on. They're giving people up to $205 off, right? So if I shop and we go through and I add the kit, you could say, man, these people are coming back and they're going to get this killer deal. Well, if they order these kits from me, like 5-in-1 Active, I don't pass on the entire $190. I help them use that for lean and greens, for snacks, for whey, and for EAAs. And they still end up saving a whole mess of money. And what's crazy is the second month, their discount is giant too, because they're getting 30% of the total, right? So this is crazy. I mean, I'll give my good friend Kristen credit for this. She's like, no, girl, when I get the discount, right, I don't give it all away. I make sure that I look at the flavors of home, which this is a training moment because I just about pulled my hair out on this. You see here that it's just $31.50 and you have to have 6 boxes, right? They no longer have the each. So when I place my order for a new client or a returning client, before we're done, I add for them, I let them know your first week, that's your practice week. So I'm going to have 6 to 7 lean and greens that I put in their cart. Because you're gonna have a day that oh my God, the chicken wasn't defrosted or whatever, and we're not gonna break fat burn. So all you gotta do is click on this, and you're wondering, like, where's the each, right? Not that user friendly, especially not for clients, which I'm gonna give them that feedback. But when you go down here, watch this, full product details. Now I can go each $5.45 and add to cart, and I do one of every single lean and green when they are coming back or getting started, and EAAs, and sometimes whey, just depending on where we're at. So the $190, I'm like, we're gonna spend a lot of it. We're gonna spend it on lean and greens in case you have a day that you get stuck. We're gonna have EAAs because we're not losing muscle. And we're going to have the whey protein. And if they're on a tight budget, and you guys know who those people are, where you're like, no, she's a single mom, she's a caretaker, she's on a social security, you know who those clients are, then you don't have to do all this, right? But you also know the clients that have plenty of money, they're coming back for the special, and you want to get them the best program possible and use some of the savings and absorb it with some products that are going to help them be more successful. Okay, so I just signed up 2 new clients. I got them 1 lean and green, 6 of them, and they EAAs. And then she had whey that she needed to use up, so we didn't order it. And I said, don't worry about the whey. I want you to take it every day. Use the one you have from Costco. But next month, when you have $110 in rewards, we're going to order the whey and your other stuff. And she's like, great. So please think about this as a way to set them up for incredible success. If they're picky eaters, maybe get a little bit of buy-in on which of the lean and greens. Like, no, I'd rather have 3 meatballs and whatever. But this is important for them to have the lean and greens, and when they come back, so they have a fail-safe plan for their first comeback, okay? And if they fall in love with them, so then Kristen tells me, well, when I do this, they always reorder them. So then I start looking at a bunch of her orders. All her orders have a ton of lean and greens on them. Well, it makes sense because she's doing it from Jump Street, where they're like, oh yeah, I like those, and they're only $5.45. Guys, what kind of lean and green can you make for $5.45? So her argument is when they're on a really tight budget, she has to also bring down their cost per day, and the lean and green can be expensive. the feelings are not, but now this is not. And they can get a bag of spinach and make spinach salads on the side if they need just a little bit more. So I just want to share this with you. It didn't occur to me to do this. It was a great tip from Kristen. I've been incorporating it and people are loving it. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. And that's about it for tonight. I appreciate everybody logging on. I hope you got a couple of nuggets for your business this week. And thank you for being patient with me while I was stuck in traffic. So we will see you soon. And I look forward to, being that most people still had to catch up, let's just do 4 again next month. So we'll be 2 months on 4 because 4 has some insanely good stuff that I feel is foundational. And then from there, it's like, how do you have tough conversations? What do you say when someone is below the line or right? And it gets a little more practical, but yeah. Okay, love you guys. Talk to you soon.